Okay. Hi, Mama. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oops, hold on. Can you hear me now? Okay. Can you hear me? Oh boy. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me, Ma'am? I'm hoping Sankay can hear me. I don't know. Mama, can you hear me? Let me try to call on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? I can't hear her, and she's not talking. Oh, she says she can't hear anything. Okay. Can you log out and log back in? Let me tell her to log out and log back in.
Okay, I can hear now.
Yeah, great. I can hear you as well. Can you all hear her?
Yes.
Okay, great. Good evening, everyone. So we're gonna jump into it. We're not gonna waste time because she's pretty much very busy and she would be here for like an hour. So I will request that everyone please be muted. Everyone please be muted. If you have questions, you can draft your question or leave it in the comment section along the line. I will take note of all the questions and then I would, we'll continue from there. So first of all, I'm so happy that some people came in right on time, and I will try to make Scholar God co-host, hoping that would help us to, get more people in case I am not able to like monitor. So please, Scholar Gordon, if you're here and alive, try to those who are trying to come in and try to help us add them, okay? So that this can be active. Did you get that?
All right.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So we have Madam Sankay here, and the first question is, who is Sankay? So let me tell you guys a little that I know about her. So I've heard about her from African students. They always, oh, there's one beauty shop in Tuscaloosa. If you want to make your hair, she's so good. And I was like, wow, there is one woman making lots of money in this city, and I would love to meet her. I didn't get a chance to chat with her. There was no way to strike a conversation, but I went to Instagram and then I found her. So I was following her. You know, one thing I like about her, she dances a lot. Like when I go there, I'm like, oh my God, this woman gives me so much joy, you just connect to people from afar. You love the energy, you love the vibe, you love the passion with which they do what they do. And that is my, virtual experience of, Sankay. And then how do I now talk to this woman? I don't want it to look like I'm just trying to get her to do something for us since she does not have, an existing relationship with me. So I thought of so many things I could do, who I could talk to, but I said, girl, she's a human. Just talk to her. If she wants to talk to you, fine. What if she doesn't want to talk to you? It's okay. You just keep having this funny thoughts in your head. And I was like, this woman is big. Oh, hey, what will I say? What I'm trying to say in essence is, I felt really awkward about approaching her. But I must tell you, like chatting her up, talking to her on phone was sweet. I mean, she was just very warm, welcoming. And it just goes to show that, she's a joyful person. And I just want her to speak for herself. I mean, I'm done talking about what I know. So who is Sankay? And tell us a little bit about your background, where you're from, your childhood, your growing up, how you came to the US. Tell us a brief story about you, and then we ask questions.
Okay, guys. Hi, how you guys doing?
Can you be on that? She probably wants to hear you guys' voice.
I'm just very excited to be here. Like, thank you for the opportunity. I'm just really like busy. That's why I'm like, oh, I hope I can make it because I didn't want to let you down. I'm Sankay. I'm born Sankay Topalogon from Liberia, West Africa. I was born in Liberia, spent like some of my childhood in Liberia, and then we had a war. The Liberian War started. So I spent part of my life in the Ivory Coast as a refugee. So part of my life in the Ivory Coast, I came to America as refugee. My cousin brought me here. I was in Atlanta. I was a young girl. So while in Atlanta, I had a difficult time, and somebody saw me doing hair, braiding hair, and she was like, "Oh, you can braid hair while you sitting at home." I was like, "Oh, okay. Is there something I can do with it?" She like, "Yeah, it's a lot of money in hair braiding." Mm-hmm. So she had a hair braiding shop in Tuscaloosa, Fanta. She brought me to Tuscaloosa to work for her as a hair braider. So I braided for her for a couple of years, and it was some good times and some bad times, but I learned a lot. Everything is a learning process. Mm-hmm. So in the process of it, I decided to open my own store. I started working as a stylist in a salon. I rented a booth and started working, and people saw my work. Oh, Sankay, you doing your own thing now. You do really good. So I had so many clients, like people would book me like months ahead. I couldn't do it. So I hired somebody from New York who knew how to braid, and she came to live with me and started working for me. But then it was an American shop. I had a lot of difficult time there too, because they felt I was getting too much. Mm-hmm. And they were like, "Oh, why she getting all the clients?" So when I had my son, my husband came from Africa and met me. So when I had my son, I wanted to keep him. I couldn't keep him in the shop. So I decided to open my own. I went and rented this huge building, which I didn't want to do it. My husband was like, "You can do it. You're going to figure out what you're going to do with this business." I'm like, "This is too big and expensive. I don't think I can do it." Mm-hmm. He supported me, and we got the business. We opened the store, and it history from there. Like, God has been so good and faithful. Like, it's not a lot I can say. Like, my business has grown to the level unexpected. Mm-hmm. So in the process of this whole business thing, I always had like going to school in mind, because I was in school in Africa. Why am I not just going to get a degree? I went back to school at the University of Alabama and got my degree in geological sciences. But I was like, why would I go and work for somebody? I have a successful business. I can just keep going and make my business grow to all levels. So I kept doing my business. I wish I can use other places or anytime I want to, if I want to do it. Mm-hmm. So I kept doing my business, and business is growing in different levels, It's not only hair braiding. I have a trucking broker business. I have a hair boutique, a virgin hair boutique, which is huge. I sell online and in store. And I'm just starting with my first Airbnb. I bought a house in Birmingham, Alabama, which I'm renovating. That's why I'm looking like this morning. I'm like putting beds together, painting the doors. You know, you got to do it yourself. So yeah, so pretty much that's it. Like, that's it.
Okay, so I have one question, or 1 to 3 questions, and if there are folks who have questions as well,
okay,
we can have them. We can take their questions. So my very first question is, what would you say, kept you going in this whole business? Like, what was the thing, despite the criticism? A lot of people want to start something, right? And then, so how, someone saw you and said, oh, you're so good. So were you born with that skill? Let's take it from there.
No. Never thought I would ever do anything like that. Never.
Okay.
Sometimes you feel like, oh, I'm going to go to school. Degree is the only way out. That's how we grew up. Our father was like, you got to go to the best. This is the best way of life. That's how I grew up. Everything was about education. But when we got to the Ivory Coast, like, we were refugees. You had to survive. So we used to go to braiding stores and learn life skills, like how to do hair and other things. So that's what I brought to the United States. And what kept me going is, I got passionate about it. Too passion is important. And I had my family back home. I was the only source of income. I had to provide for my family. I didn't have anybody sending me money. I was a refugee in the United States with nobody, no mom, no dad, no sister, no brother. Everybody back home was depending on me. So I had to work. I had to work and make it happen. And when I look into it, hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, when I look at it, and look at people who working, money was also really good.
Мною принято решение о проведении специальной военной.
Go on.
Ее цель – защита людей, которые на протяжении 8 лет подвергаются издевательствам, геноциду со стороны киевского режима.
Yes, money was really good. So I noticed that.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up, bitch!
Something is happening.
Hold on.
Shut the fuck up!
I think some people just joined. We don't know who they are.
Yeah, it's going really bad.
Someone is moving away from Ukraine and then, sorry, okay, it's okay, Jack. It's not a problem. So someone who joined was trying to move away from Ukraine, and I guess some people interrupted. Maybe the person is on the road, okay? I mean, it's a community of scholars from different parts of the world.
Yeah,
so please go ahead.
Yeah, so when I look at the money, I was like, I'm making as much as somebody who, got a job with a degree, So I went back. I also, after my geology degree, I left that part. I've been a natural hair starter.
Hello, former member of the IRS here. Your Minecraft password has been leaked, so as
Guys, be respectful. She's trying to talk about her degrees.
Password has been leaked.
I'm so sorry about this.
I don't know. Somebody keep connecting.
I don't know. Scholar Gordon, are you there?
Zoom password has been leaked.
Let's be proactive so we can take out some of this.
Yes, I'm trying to mute.
Your ABC mouse password has been leaked. Your ABC mouse password has been leaked.
Hold on, sorry.
I
don't know how they joined. Okay, I think there's.
Okay, I just removed him.
Samina,
I don't know where they are coming from, but somehow, when you share a link for an event, so let's just be careful before we add people. Don't just admit people, okay? Okay, so look at all the names. Diesel, Bigo, something. Don't add those people. They don't look like names of, normal people. I'm sorry to say that. So let's not admit everyone we see on the screen, okay? Okay, well, we're listening to you, ma'am.
Yeah, so after I graduated from the UA, when I decided to do this job full time, I went back to Shelton and got my degree in cosmetology also. so I can be able to do everything legally. And because Alabama introduced a law that if you want to do braiding, you have to have a license from the state.
Wow.
So although I was one of the motherhood salons, I got an opportunity to get the natural hairstylist license, but I wasn't able to do other stuff apart from braiding and stuff like that. So I went back to school and got my degree in cosmetology. That allows me to do other things apart from braiding. So I hope I answered some of your questions.
Yeah. So what I hear you say is that it's not so. Even though you wanted education as a path, because of the crisis in Liberia, you had to hustle in Ivory Coast and learn a life skill that will help you survive, even though education was something you were interested in. And along the line, of course, why do we want to go to school, which is the big question, right? Everyone wants to go to school to be able to make money. So if you
financial stability.
Exactly. And the end goal is still financial stability, which of course you already knew how to do. So what you then did was to go back and get education that was in line with what you were already passionate about. So what I can pick from what you just shared is that the chaos in your life technically pushed you to discover something that is now building for you like a lifetime business. If there was no chaos in Ivory Coast, I mean, in Liberia, there is no way you would have gone to Ivory Coast. You would not have hustled. You would not have moved to Atlanta. You would not have, you were a refugee. It was painful, right? And in the midst of all of that, you kept doing something. And of course, you had someone who noticed you, right? If you were not building the skill and
Nigger.
there is no one who would have said, oh, this person is really good. Can you now do this? So someone noticed the fact that you could do this and you were visible. Like, so I've been running a series with scholars, online. And every time I say, let people see you. And they're like, I'm afraid. So I want you to talk about fear. Impostor syndrome. Do you ever face that? Do you ever feel that you're not good enough? So when you were starting out, did you have those doubts? When you were stable a bit, did you have those concerns? Even now that you're growing and expanding and doing new things, do you still have that feeling? Or you have mastered, you have been able to overcome that fear? And what have you done over the years to get to this level so much more that you are able to manage that, concern, even if it's still there or not? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't think anybody can master fear. Fear is part of human nature. I think as a human, you want to be fearful sometimes when having done before. You're going to have some doubt in your mind. Will this work for me? How possible is this thing? So I have, up to now, I still have doubt in my mind for stuff I do. Like everything new I start, it's always that thing in the back of my mind. Will this be successful? I hope you don't fail at this. It's always there. But you have to think about it. Like, that's one thing I say. Anything you do in life, you got to first have God. Because with God, everything is possible. Like even with fear, you can pray away your fear. You can pray against your fear and be like, God, I'm doing this, but I'm going to get rid of this fear and I'm going to put my foot forward and move on. It's always going to be times that you will fail in things you do, but you're never going to be successful without failures. No successful person will tell you it'll be 100% success all their life. That's a lie. You're going to have times in life that you will fail, but all you have to do is wake up and keep moving forward. So fear is always there. Always. But I pray against my fear and I move forward.
Nice. So do you have accountability partners, like people who you go to and say, oh, I don't know if this will work, who give you advice? Do you think it's important for someone who is trying to build a business from his or her skill to have people who are there to tell you what to do and what not to do?
I think it's good, but I didn't do that. I don't want to lie. It's good to talk to somebody. It got to be a trusted person, But sometimes it based on who you talk to, people want to make you get away from your dreams. You know.
Hold on there. People are gonna make you go away from your dream. Guys, did you hear that? People are gonna make you go away from your dream. So be careful who you share your dreams with. Nice. So are you more of a solitary go-getter who says, you know what, I don't give a shit, I'm just gonna get this done?
That's the problem. That's the problem. Even in my marriage, when I tell my husband, he like, you gonna do that? I'll be like, okay. I thought about it for a while. I thought about it for a while and I'm doing it. You know, that's bad as a wife, but that's my personality. I do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I do what I want to do. Because even when it comes to marriage or children, people as a whole will get you away from what you want to achieve. They're, oh, you got too much on your plate. Why can't you focus on this? You want to take away from this to do this. You know what I'm saying? You have to pray. Prayers is very important. I think that's the only person I go to most of the time. I pray about my goals. I pray about what I want to do before I even go to my husband. And then when I bring it to the table, if he's supporting, he knows I'm the type of person you either support or you wait for me to do it. And you see if I feel or not.
I love.
If I fail or not, let me fail. Okay. Let me do what I want to do. You know, failure is part of success.
Failure is part of success. Failure is part of success. Be careful who you share your dreams with because they will take you away from your dream. Very important point. So I have one last question in case someone else has a question or two, and then we do the last part and then we can let you go because I know you're very busy. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is, I don't think we should add Jacob again, please. I'm taking Jacob out and it should not be added. Scholar Gordon, please take notes. So my next question is, now, when you started off, how much would you say you were making? When you got to the point where you were in between, how much were you making compared to what? I'm not asking you to divulge, figures specifically, but just a range. Now, why am I asking this question? A lot of people want to start today and have big money tomorrow. So someone says, you know what, I just want to start in January and by December, I want to start making $50,000 US. So I want you to not necessarily tell us how much you earn because that's private information, but kind of help us understand the way people should think. Okay, so people do not begin to feel, of course, even if you think people should begin to hurry, what's your opinion? Should people think that when they start today, they make it tomorrow?
Oh, yeah.
What is the timeline?
When it comes to the beauty industry, I'm not going to lie. Like, it's a lot of money involved. If you can Google the beauty industry, everything about beauty these days. People become millionaires from just selling a lipstick or eyebrow pencil. You know what I'm saying? So the beauty industry has a lot of money, but the beginning of everything is difficult. You saying how much I started making or in the middle of things when I started working? What's the question?
Yes.
I'm going to speak on my employees because not even on me as a whole, just somebody coming today in my store and working. Maybe your first week or two, because you knew you can earn anywhere from $700 to $900 a week.
Wow. That is how much, a grad student takes home at the end of the month, technically around that range.
Yeah. But if you probably a landlord who don't even know how to put a bread in or two, you can probably start with $300 or $400 if you just new and we're teaching you. Because what I do is I know where I came from. So I try not to cheat nobody, or I try to make people comfortable with what they're doing, and everybody needs to survive in the United States. I don't expect you to come and learn for free. In Africa, we learn for free and we even pay the people who taught us. But in the United States, like if in my store, I'm going to speak for my store. If somebody come and work, if you finishing somebody hair in or you hang around, usually I pay you $50 per hair So you can go home maybe with $100 or a day, $100 a day, 75 a day if it's your first day working. So you can go home anywhere from $500 to $600 if you just new to everything. And we base it in the store. You can go home with $400 to $600 a week. For somebody who knows what they're doing, $700 to $900. When you know what you're doing, you can go home with $1,000 and change a week. Just doing it.
Wow.
And we have a lot of those stylists in Africa. Every day I sit down and say, look at my clients going away. Like right now, I'm super busy and I'm into other stuff. My store is busy.
And there are a lot of breeders back home who cannot just come into the States.
Yes, I even spoke with my accountant. I said I want to start like bringing people to the United States on job visa. But he was like, the embassy kind of really slow right now, so we got to wait a little bit so I can like hire people from abroad. Africa to come and work on a job visa. I'm even thinking about that because it's a lot of great breeders in Africa, a lot of talent.
And they don't even know what to do. They don't have
what to do with it. Yeah. So if you have that talent as a student, like sometimes people feel like education is the only way out, but it's 50-50. You either get successful or you get the education and just work on a minimum wage like everybody else. A lot of people with degrees work in the factory. It's good to always have something you can fall back on in terms of rainy days, tailoring, hairstyling.
Okay, hold on. I want you to mention those skills again. Number one, you said tailoring,
hairstyling, even like mechanic construction. You know how many these is how much Hispanic people make like a month just building houses for people.
Construction skills.
So many things to do and even earn as much as somebody with a PhD just working with your hands.
True.
So if you have those both skills like education and you can do the physical part of things, you have more opportunities in the US.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Amazing. Amazing. So, guys, do you have questions? Because we're wrapping up in 15-20 minutes. Is there anyone who has a question specifically for her? I have one last question, so I'm going to keep my question. So, Scholar Gordon, please, you can unmute yourself and, go ahead. You can introduce yourself and then talk about your question.
Good day, ma. My name is Gordon. I really appreciate your presence here and the value you're giving to us right now. Thank you very much for it.
Thank you, sir.
I just wanted to ask, like, you said you were working for a particular beauty company before you opened yours.
Yes.
So I know I just want to ask, what are the challenges and how you try to overcome the challenge when you try to scale from working for somebody till the point where you had to, work for yourself and also had people under you?
It was challenging. Even just moving away was kind of difficult because she depended on me full time for a lot of things. But I had to grow. At some point, I had to grow. So in growing, I didn't have my own clientele because I was working under her. Just building my clientele was kind of difficult for the first few weeks. I was paying boot rent without clientele. So, but I saved her some money while I was working. So I used that towards my boot rent while I didn't have clients. And then once I started getting clients, it grew from there because your work speaks volume. You always got to do your best. Put your best foot forward if you're trying to grow something.
Can you say that again?
You got to put your best foot forward. You got to always do good job, because not because you are posting on social media, it's because you are sharing what they want to see. And also because they see other clients, especially where we are. Our business is our location. Tuscaloosa is a small city. It's like every time somebody goes to the grocery store, who did your hair? Oh, Sankay did it. So you got to make sure your job represents your company. It always got to be the best. So in doing that, my clientele just grew. It grew. It's something that's needed. People always need somebody to do the hair, sew the clothes, fix something in the house. It's always there. And once you go to that person's house and you do a good job, guess what? Who did your flow? I like this flow. Who did it for you? This person did. I can give you the information. So that's how you're going to build your clientele through your work.
Through your work. Build your clientele through your work. Nice.
Yeah. So
did she answer your question, Gordon?
Yeah, she did. Thank you.
Okay. Does any other person have any other question? Because I have one more question. Is there any other question for her? From Joel, Benson, Jack, do you have question? Okay, so if you have a question and you don't want to, share verbally, you can just drop a comment. Okay, you can just drop a comment. So my last question is, when you think about your brand, so are you ever going, how do you keep track of your sales? Okay. Are you the type that, okay, I'm just going to make the money and then I put it back? Do you have a system that allows you to document, what you're doing so that you can say, okay, so let's say in January, I made this, in February, I made this, in March, in April, how are you able to track your sales? And I think the strategy of doing a good job, which makes people to always refer you, that one answers the question on marketing. So, a lot of people are very good in marketing, like social media marketing, advertising, doing a good job, but they do not know how to manage their money, right? And money management is, if you're not able to manage, the beauty business, I'm not sure you would have an Airbnb now, right? I'm not sure you would have some other things that you've been able to build. Okay, so how would you advise someone who is starting up to, one, manage or track sales in one business, and how do they increase, income stream? Do you think it's okay to just keep doing what you're doing and do just one thing, or you grow to a point where you have 2, 3 more things? And how do you manage money in one so you can do others? Or do you do everything all together? I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh, yes. I understand what you're saying. Well, money tracking or money management is the most important. Because if you don't know how much coming in, how much going out, you're not running a business. So I have a system in my salon. I have a booking app. People go online and book, pay a deposit. I can go to my phone anytime, my computer, and check how many clients I have for the next year. I can go there and check January, how many I have, how much they pay total, how much came in, how many left, and how much they pay in cash and how much were paid in cards for my salon. And I also have a system. I use the Clover machine that tracks sales from the salon, like product sales. So, and I check inventory. I know how much I bought, how much sold, how much left. So once a month, I will go in and do my inventory of my goods. In the boutique, I also use the Square system. I have a Square register and I have a Square payment system. Every time I get inventory in, I just go to my system and update my inventory. My online sales. So my online inventory and my store inventory match up. So if somebody bought 4 stuff online and I have 5 in store and 5 store in store, I know I only left with 1. So it would reduce the inventory to only 1 based on online store sales and in-store sales. So it's a lot of system out there you can use to manage your inventory or your income. But I got to the point right now for my business where I work for my business. My business I'm not my business anymore. You know what I mean?
Can you explain that? Can you explain what you mean by you are not your business anymore?
Okay, my business, I incorporated my business.
Okay.
After a while, I went and incorporated my business. So my business is an LLC and it operates itself. Pay its own taxes and pay me. I decide how much I want to make. If I want to make like 70,000 this year based on sales, I pay myself 70,000, which I pay taxes towards that 70,000. That's my income. So in case I want to, let's say, buy a house, right? That's how America runs. You need income to buy a lot of things. You can't just go and say, okay, this house is 300,000. I'm going to give you 300,000. No, you're going to get investigated. Why you get a 300,000 from? Why are you pulling 300,000 out of your business? So you have to have an income, a yearly income that you can put towards anything you want to get personally. So I pay myself yearly and pay my taxes, and my business pay its own taxes and does its own thing on its own. So in case IRS want to come and audit me or audit my business, because America, you got to go, everything is like straightforward. Don't try to do anything like backwards, because it can't, after a while, it all catch up with you. If IRS say, okay, you have a lot of money coming into your account, we want to audit your business this year. They auditing my business. It don't have nothing to do with me. Somebody can come to my house and say, oh, why you have this big house and you got a business? They can't associate nothing personally to me. It's my business. You auditing me. You auditing. If you want to audit me, you're going to audit me. You're not going to audit my business. You know what I'm saying? So you have to separate the two. If you start getting bigger, you got to make sure your business is not you and you are not your business.
Okay. So I think there's one last question that I want to ask so we can let you go. The last question is, so there are people who might not be in this meeting, who might watch the replay or who might watch the video later. How does a young person who is currently in Africa looking to come study abroad, what kind of skills should they develop so that before they come to the US, they know that, oh, so now let me make it straightforward. What kind of skills, what kind of skills do you think young people back in Africa looking to come school abroad, what kind of skills should they focus on? And when they get abroad, how do you think they can sustainably manage, doing this thing that they love and they're passionate about, and also do well in school, based on you being at a time going to school and still running this business, and as someone who is also from Africa? So how do they, one, get the right, what kind of skills should, young people back home looking to come abroad now or later, what kind of skills should they focus on? And two, when they come abroad, how do they manage, the skills in such a way that they are focusing on what really matters and they are able to strike a good balance?
Okay. You said young people. I'm going to say anybody as a whole, even if you come in with your family, let your wife learn, like, especially for the ladies, hair starting is a great thing. And you can work under the table. Construction, you can work under the table. You just have to explain to the person. Like, I hire a lot of PhD students' wives, a lot of them, who came with a family. Their wives worked for me and helped support them in school. So if you even have a family and you have a wife, it's something you can tell your wife to, okay, we're about to go maybe learn this thing just a little bit. You don't have to be like an expert. You just have to have the skill, a little bit of the skill. You can always learn along the way. Tell your wife to at least learn something. When you guys come here, she can help support you while you're in school. Because the money grad student made here, it can take care of you for real. It's they pay nothing. So if you have a skill like construction, tailoring, as I said, electrician, anything, And that kind of skill. People always need somebody, even cutting grass.
Wow.
Like cleaning outside somebody's house. Like the guy who's doing my yard right now, I pay him $4,000 just to clean my yard and put some mulch. Yes.
Seriously?
Yes. To put some mulch and clean outside the house, pick the trash up and clean the grass.
$4,000.
Yes.
That's a lot.
You see what I'm saying? So you gotta get down and dirty. Learn anything you can learn.
Hold on, get down and dirty. Okay, you said get down and dirty. Learn anything you can learn.
If you look around, most of the people they call billionaires, they don't depend on one thing. Most of the billionaires around the world, they don't depend on one thing. They can say, "Oh, I'm a musician, so I'm only going to sing." No, they have a lot of businesses all over the place because you don't know which one going to pop for you. Which one going to make you that million? You don't know.
Cast your bread on many waters. Is that how it is said?
Yes. So you have to learn anything, any kind of skill. Everything is needed in the United States. Needed. Everything. And when you come, you don't have to be proud. You say, "Oh yeah, I'm here for a PhD. I'm going to be a doctor so I can cut somebody's grass." Cut that crap up.
I'll make the money.
Cut that crap up. When it's time for you to be a doctor, you will put on that suit and do what you got to do.
Yeah.
When it's time for you to scrub the floor, you get on your knees and scrub your floor. Because what? You're doing it for you.
No pride. No pride. Do what you have to do.
It won't get you anywhere. You got to get down and dirty if you want to make that money. It's available in America. You just have to go for it. And you always have to have your goals in mind and what you want to achieve. Don't let the American dream fool you. There's no dream in this damn America.
Say that again. Please say that one more time.
There's no dream here. There's no dream here. If you don't want to end up in a nursing home with people pushing you around, you got to keep your African dream alive and just, your African dream, keep it alive. Keep your mantra in your mind. Keep your goals in Africa in your mind. Just come here to work towards your goal and always have your African in your back of your mind. This is not it. This is just a stepping stone to get to where we want to be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you have said so much and I picked some amazing lines. One, get down and dirty. I'm gonna write, create like a nugget. Scholar Gordon, you create some flyers for us, get down and dirty, and we're gonna be tagging her and sharing. And another thing you said is don't share your dreams with people because a lot of times people would take you away from your dream. And you said something about the fact that, even if you're a PhD student, do what you gotta do, like get down and dirty, don't be proud. And you also talked about the fact that you created a system that helps you to track sales. So you're not just doing business, you are tracking sales. And then you also mentioned that anything sells in America as long as you bring value to the table. You mentioned that anyone can make it here, but don't be fooled by the American dream. Keep your African dream in front of you because this is a stepping stone to wherever you want to go. Oh no, I want to hug you right now because you have shared so much in about 45 minutes. And I mean, we can't even pay this free consultancy session. And I'm like, I have one request. Can you write a book for people who are looking to, do what you have done or be who you are, like becoming Sankay? That's my last word for you. Right?
It's part of the dream when I can say that.
Yes, because there's so much knowledge in you, ma'am, and we want to learn. I mean, for me, yes, I'm also schooling, and then I started a small scale African kitchen. And I must tell you that in just January of starting to sell spices and cooking from home in my apartment, I have made about 1,200.
Okay.
I mean, between January till now.
Okay.
And how much am I getting paid? 1,003 per month. And
Yes.
I haven't sold 1% of the stuff that I brought from Nigeria. And
and you in Tuscaloosa?
Yes.
Oh, I need to buy some stuff from you.
I am coming to visit you soon, definitely. So again, just on Monday, I was preparing for a class. Somebody chatted me up and said, "Girl, are you home? It wasn't even someone I knew. The person just saw my video on YouTube or maybe on my website, I don't know, and said, "Oh, do you cook African food?" I'm like, "Yes." And the person said, "Okay, I want this." And the person sent $120. And then someone else called and sent $30, for just one serving of each meal. And before I could say Jack Robinson, it was free $150 for doing something that I enjoy.
Your cooking skill.
That's just it. And I'm cooking and also getting to eat good food myself, and it makes me think about what people have said to me as well and said, are you not getting paid? Don't you have a salary job? Why are you doing all this? Why are you stressing yourself? And I know how painful that can be, especially for young people like us. You're trying to get education and people say, "Oh, why must you do this?" So hearing you talk about the fact that get dirty, get down and dirty, do what you have to do. It doesn't matter what people are saying. You have a goal in front of you, and that is what matters. And if you can do it and start, you don't know what can happen. From me just cooking, someone said, "Do you know that I do not know that there's an African restaurant in Tuscaloosa?" I say, "Hey, hold on. It's not that big. It is just in my room, in my apartment." But when that person said it, I was like, wait a minute. Why you downplaying this big deal? Because that is something that someone looks at and says, "Wow, this is amazing." And I think it is that feeling that, what people are judging, what will people say? Is this something that is good? So really, when I say you inspire me a lot, you do, because when I see what you do, the way you push your business, I'm always very excited. And when this meeting is over, I'm going to share the video replay with you so you can watch yourself with all the amazing things you have said to us today. And so you see that we really appreciate you. And I just want to thank you on behalf of those who would watch this video tomorrow, day after, 1 month, 5 months, 10 months, 1 year, 2 years, 10 years. So we are thanking you in advance for at least, giving us this clarity and for doing what you're doing, because you are doing it. I can say I can do this as well. And I'm sure so many other people can also say they can do the same thing. And I really look forward to us meeting in person. I'm definitely coming to learn how to make hair.
Yes, girl, you are always
That's
welcome.
the only thing I do not know how to do.
You are always welcome, and keep cooking. It's needed in Tuscaloosa. People will get to hear about you. Just make sure you're doing it right. Once they taste your food, they're going to tell other people, and they will tell their friends, "She cooks over there." You don't know what that will turn up to in the future.
True.
Keep going. You said 1,000 and change, it can turn to 5,000 in a month. People eat. So keep.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Guys, please unmute yourself and let's say thank you to her so that she can, leave. You have any?
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you so very much, ma'am.
Really appreciate the time. We've learned a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, ma'am, I'll let you go now. So what's your final word for us as you go? We can't hear you. You're muted.
On mute. I don't know how I got muted.
Okay.
Stay true to your dreams and don't be afraid to get down and dirty. Like always stay true to your dreams. And you can achieve a lot more, guys. Just it's a lot of opportunities here, but don't keep your African dream alive.
Thank you so much. You are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
I appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. For those who were trying to mess up with our session, we see them in 3D, and God is bigger than them all. Thank you for these two amazing people, Scholar Gordon and Scholar Benson, for staying till the very end. And I hope some people will pay money to watch the replay. So for the next, the next 24 hours, I'll release a link and make the video accessible to people, and then subsequently others can get it on our website. And please, guys, do have a wonderful evening and take care. Bye.
And you too, ma'am. Okay.
Bye.